thousands of innocent accounts just got banned for reason other. No warning, no email, just gone. 1 minute you're scrolling, next minute you're logged out like a criminal. The appeal button? Useless. Everyone's posting the same screenshot. Reason other. Nobody knows what it means. Mods don't reply. Support ghosts you. The forums are full of people asking the same thing. What did I even do? The worst part? Nobody did anything. No spam, no strikes, no violations. Just wiped. Years of DMs, photos, memories, deleted behind 2 words. People thought it was a glitch. Then more bans started rolling in. Entire friend groups disappearing overnight. Some think it's an AI sweep. Others think it's a silent purge. No one's getting answers. Now every time you open the app, you wonder if you're next. Throwback to middle school, when this one kid turned the cafeteria into Wall Street. He didn't sell homework. He didn't sell answers. He sold snacks. At first it was simple. $1 for a Coke, $2 for Doritos. By week 2, he had runners. Kids guarding positions like bodyguards. By month 1, he had a menu. Chips, candy, drinks, all marked up double the canteen price. And people still bought. Then he leveled up. He started auctions. Bidding wars for the first 10 pizza slices. Fights almost broke out. Teachers got suspicious. The principal started watching. And that's when everything collapsed. Because one day, he got caught. Immediate expulsion. I never saw him again. Like and sub if you want a part 2. There is a specific type of delusion that only hits at exactly 3 a.m. You're wide awake, staring at the ceiling, and suddenly, you have the blueprint. You're gonna start a business. You're gonna get a six-pack. You're gonna finally lock in. You planned out your entire life. You're the main character. You're unstoppable. You even start researching how to buy a Lambo just to feel something. But then, the sun comes up. Suddenly, locking in feels like a lot of work. And your bed is a 10 out of 10. That 3 a.m. version of you was a different person. That guy was a legend. Like this if you're currently in your 3 a.m. delusion. It's okay. I am too. We all have that one friend whose battery is permanently on
1%.
And somehow they're still typing essays in the group chat, sending voice notes, reacting to memes, arguing like their charger is plugged into the sun. I'll ask, bro, what's your battery on? They say
1%.
Like it's a personality trait. No low power mode. No charger in sight. Just faith. This man will be outside. No power bank. No outlet. No fear. Phone brighter than my future. At this point, I don't think it's a phone. It's a Nokia spirit trapped in an iPhone body. We'll be on FaceTime for
3 hours.
Screen on, camera on.
Still 1%.
Scientists need to study bro's phone. Throwback to World War II when a literal bear fought alongside humans. It all started when a group of Polish troops found a tiny Syrian brown bear cub in Iran and decided, yeah, that's ours now. They fed him condensed milk from a vodka bottle, taught him how to salute, let him wrestle the men like an oversized puppy with claws. They also gave him a name, Wojtek, and this wasn't some mascot situation. This dude lived with the unit, slept in tents, ate rations, rode in trucks, learned to stand in line for food like everybody else. But then came the problem. They had to board a British transport ship, and animals weren't allowed. So the soldiers did the most hilarious thing imaginable. They officially enlisted the bear into the Polish army. But during the Battle of Monte Cassino, Wojtek watched the men hauling heavy artillery shells and just started copying them, picking up massive ammunition crates and carrying them to the front line like it was gym day. No orders, just bare instincts and squad loyalty. Bro was literally doing ammo runs under fire. After the battle, they promoted him to corporal, a bear with a rank. And when the war ended, he retired to a zoo in Scotland where veterans would visit him like an old war buddy. Because for them, he wasn't a story. He was one of the boys. Stop scrolling. We need to talk about the friend who thinks they're the main character of the
Entire universe.
You can tell the group chat your house is literally on fire, and this person will reply with, OMG, that's crazy, but look at
my new shoes.
I didn't realize my trauma was just a side quest in your movie. They don't listen to you. They just wait for their turn to speak. You're pouring your heart out, and they're just checking their hair in the front-facing camera. Every hangout has to be a photo shoot. If the lighting is bad, the whole vibe is ruined. If they aren't the center of attention for 5 minutes, they start acting like a glitch in the simulation. Honestly, it's giving insecure. It's giving NPC energy, trying to be a boss. I'm convinced these people don't even have a soul. They just have a follower count, where their brain should be. Tag that one friend who needs to realize the world doesn't revolve around them, or don't. They'll probably just think this video is about them anyway. We all have that one friend who treats time like a suggestion. Like bro thinks clocks are decorative. I'll say, be there at 2, and at 2:47 they text, on my way. On your way from where?
2016.
I swear they don't run on our time zone. They run on vibes. You tell them to be ready in 10 minutes and somehow they start showering after the 10 minutes. Making plans with them is like booking a flight with no departure time. You just sit there, waiting. One time we had a movie at 3 p.m. They showed up during the end credits asking what they missed.
Like, bro, what?
And the worst part, they act like it's normal. Like, I'm just bad with time. No, you're bad with life. You're not mysterious. You're logistically impossible. At this rate, they're gonna be late to their own funeral. Subscribe and share this with someone who is chronically late. Throwback to 2020, when the entire world came to a standstill. No school, no plans, just vibes and Wi-Fi. Everyone was either grinding Among Us or Minecraft at 3 a.m. for no reason. Your sleep schedule? Gone. Your sense of time? Deleted. Your only responsibility? Logging into Zoom with the camera off. Group chats were alive 24/7. TikTok was printing new memes every hour. The internet was peak entertainment because outside was basically a cutscene you couldn't access. People were learning dances they never used again. Starting hobbies they dropped in a week. Watching live streams of strangers doing absolutely nothing. And somehow, it felt normal. Now when you think back, it doesn't even feel real. It feels like a fever dream DLC the world forgot to uninstall. Because how did we all collectively agree that staying inside for months straight, talking through screens and arguing over who the imposter was just life? 2020 wasn't a year. It was a vibe. Math class is the biggest long-running prank in human history. Like, why are we acting like I'm ever gonna need to factor a quadratic in the wild? When am I hiking and suddenly need to graph a parabola to survive? Wait guys, don't call for help.
I need to find the vertex first.
Imagine me at a store and my card declined. Hold on.
Let me solve for X real quick.
I asked when we'd use this. Teacher said, you'll thank me one day. Ma'am, I still haven't thanked you for the homework
from 2019.
Every lesson feels like we're training to build a rocket for NASA, while half the class is still fighting for their life trying to find the area of a square. And we're out here doing mental gymnastics to divide fractions.
With a calculator in our pocket.
But ask how taxes work? Silence. Like I summoned
A demon.
Now, let's spend 40 minutes finding the area under a parabola shaped exactly like my will to live. The meme reset never happened. Everyone said January 1st, 2026 was the day the internet would wipe itself clean. Great meme reset. Old classics returning. Brain rot banned. Timeline purified. Sounds insane, right? Yeah, because it was. There was no reset, no purge, no secret rulebook. People just believed a joke for months. Posts went viral. Edits got millions of views. Comment sections were fighting over something that didn't even exist. Meanwhile, the same memes kept circulating. Same formats, same humor. Nothing changed. The only thing that actually happened was everyone gaslighting each other into thinking a digital apocalypse was scheduled. And the funniest part? People were genuinely preparing for it. Archiving memes, saying goodbye to formats, acting like meme historians before the internet got Thanos snapped. But January 1st came, and literally nothing happened, which is exactly why this worked. Because you stopped scrolling when I said, throwback to 1989, when a soda company accidentally became a naval superpower. For a brief moment, Pepsi had the 6th largest military fleet on Earth, because Soviet Union was obsessed with Pepsi. The problem? Their money was basically worth nothing outside their borders. So since they couldn't pay in cash, they paid in warships. I'm talking actual submarines, a frigate, destroyers, proper military hardware, all traded for $3 billion worth of soda. For a short time, Pepsi technically owned more naval power than most countries. They didn't keep it, obviously. They sold the fleet for scrap metal. But for a tiny window in history, the world's 2nd superpower paid for fizzy drinks with submarines, which means there was a moment in time where Pepsi could have declared naval warfare. Throwback to when a college student tried to claim a $23 million fighter jet from a soda commercial. In the 90s, Pepsi released an ad saying you could redeem 7 million Pepsi points for a Harrier jet as a clear joke. Most people saw it as just that and moved on without thinking twice. But a student named John Leonard looked at the ad and started calculating the numbers seriously. He realized that instead of collecting points from bottles, you could simply purchase the points directly from Pepsi. The total cost to buy enough points came out to roughly $700,000, which was far less than the value of a military aircraft. He filled out the official order form, wrote a check for the points, and mailed it to Pepsi, expecting them to honor the offer. But Pepsi responded by saying the jet in the commercial was obviously meant as a joke and not a real prize. John disagreed and decided to take the company to court over what he believed was false advertising. The case quickly gained national attention as lawyers debated whether the advertisement could be interpreted as a legally binding offer. In the end, the judge ruled that no reasonable person would believe Pepsi intended to give away a combat aircraft for soda points. John lost the case and never received the jet, but the story became one of the most famous examples of someone trying to legally challenge a commercial. I got added to a secret group chat by accident and found out my entire friend group was talking about me behind my back. They didn't realize I was in there. I saw every message, every joke about my gameplay, every comment about my voice. Bro, they even made fun of my first YouTube video. My heart was actually sinking, but I didn't say a word. I just waited. I waited until they were all online at once, and then I just typed, interesting. The typing bubbles stayed there for 10 minutes. No one knew what to say. I blocked all of them and haven't looked back. Real friends don't hide in the shadows. Like and sub if you've ever dealt with a snake. My teacher found my YouTube channel and decided to turn me into the class joke. Every lesson she'd accidentally bring it up, asking if I needed extra time to film instead of study. The class loved it. I didn't. But the final straw? She pulled my channel up on the projector. In front of everyone! Scrolling through my videos like it was a meme page. And bro, the whole room was crying, laughing. So I stopped being embarrassed and started recording. I clipped every comment, every joke, every time she mentioned me. I sent the full compilation to the principal, the school board, and my parents. Turns out, teachers aren't supposed to publicly mock students for content they make outside school. She was let go the next week. Like and subscribe, or this might happen to you. Throwback to 1920s Japan, when a dog made an entire train station cry for almost 10 years straight. In Tokyo, a professor named Hidesaburo Ueno adopted an Akita puppy and named him Hachiko. Every single morning, Hachiko walked him to Shibuya Station. Every single evening. He came back to wait for him at the exact same spot. But one day, the professor had a sudden brain hemorrhage at work and never made it home. But Hachiko did not know that. So the next evening, he went back to the station and waited. People tried to take him home, but bro kept escaping just to return to that same entrance. This went on for nearly 10 years. He pulled up every single day. Commuters started recognizing him. Station staff fed him. Strangers started rooting for him. He became a local legend without even trying. Newspapers wrote about the dog who refused to give up on his human. By the time Hachiko passed away in 1935, the whole country already knew his name. And today, there is a statue of him outside Shibuya Station, still waiting like he always did. Throwback to 2005, when a broke student sold pixels for millions of dollars. This guy needed money for college, so he launched a site called the $1 Million Homepage. The idea sounded like a meme. 1 million pixels. $1 each. Buy a square. Get your logo. At first, nobody cared. A few random buyers grabbed tiny blocks. Then forums started talking. Then blogs. Then pure internet chaos. People weren't buying ads. They were buying internet history. Every pixel linked somewhere. Casinos, startups, troll sites, absolute 2000s energy. Within weeks, the grid started filling up. News sites covered it. Traffic exploded. And the price never changed. 1 pixel, $1. No discounts, no bundles. Months later, every single pixel was gone. He made $1 million before finishing his first year. Throwback to summer 2022, when a creator on TikTok launched something called pink sauce and started selling bottles of it like it was the next big condiment. But when people actually received the product, it wasn't what anyone expected. The color looked radioactive. The ingredient list kept changing depending on who asked. Every order got shipped across the country in regular packaging. No ice packs or any form of refrigeration. All of this during an actual heat wave. So when customers finally opened their packages, things got nasty fast. Bottles were bloated and the bags were leaking. And the smell? Absolutely criminal. Then people started to look at the nutrition label. One bottle claimed it had 442 servings. But instead of slowing down, she kept insisting everything was perfectly fine. She also said it was FDA approved, even though the label looked like it was designed in Microsoft Paint at 3 a.m. More unboxing videos started popping up. More exploded sauce. More confused customers. And the whole thing spiraled into one of the messiest food scandals the app had ever seen, turning a random pink condiment into an overnight internet biohazard meme.